today, we're going to dive deep into brain fog, forgetfulness, mood swings, and why they happen during perimenopause and menopause. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how to reverse these changes and keep your brain sharp, strong, and possibly even better than before. And trust me, you want to know how to do that. Oh my gosh!
What?
I think I have craft!
What is that?
Can't remember an effing thing! Does that ever happen to you? So annoying, right? Believe it or not, your brain can start shrinking as early as your 40s. Yeah, shrinking. And this shrinking isn't just about memory loss. It can affect everything from your mood to your ability to focus. But here's the good news. While these changes are natural, we have a lot more control than we think. The day-to-day choices we make can either speed up or slow down this process. If you're new here, I'm Rena Hedeman, and this is Thrive After 45, where we talk about health, wellness, and beauty at midlife and beyond. All right, let's get into it. If you're anything like me, you've probably noticed that brain fog and forgetfulness don't wait until menopause officially begins. They sneak up during perimenopause, the years leading up to menopause, which can start in your 40s, and for some, even in their 30s. You probably already know this, but menopause doesn't just take place in one day. It's not like flipping a switch and suddenly you've got hot flashes, but you don't get your period anymore. I mean, that's actually what I used to think, like 10 years ago. Menopause is a process, starting with perimenopause, when your hormones are fluctuating all over the place. They can take 5 to 10 years or more. For me, it lasted 14 years. Yeah, age 45 to 59. Dr. Lisa Mosconi, neuroscientist, women's brain health expert, and New York Times bestselling author of Brain Food and the Menopause Brain, among others. And by the way, I highly recommend those books if you haven't read them yet. They're fascinating. Or at least watch her TED Talk called How Menopause Affects the Brain. I'll put those links in the notes below. So Dr. Mosconi explains, menopause is a time when the brain is transforming. It's not shutting down, but it's rewiring itself. So if you have felt foggy, moody, or just out of sorts for months or even years, it's because your brain is literally trying to adjust. It's finding a new baseline without all that estrogen, the hormone that has been a major protector of your brain for decades. See, estrogen isn't just about reproduction. It acts like a bodyguard for our brain, keeping it energized, reducing inflammation, and protecting it from memory loss. Because biologically, when your body is able to have children, you need to have mega brain power to multitask, pay close attention to everything that's going on, right? And do it all in very little sleep. So when estrogen levels drop during perimenopause and menopause, it's like your brain's security guard just isn't there anymore to protect it and keep it all firing on all cylinders 24/7. That's why we experience brain fog, memory lapses, and mood swings during this time. It's not just part of getting older. It's your brain adapting to this new normal landscape. Now here's the part that made me do a double take. Your brain can actually shrink by up to 2% during menopause. Yeah, shrink, as I said earlier. And it's happening in some of the most important areas of your brain, like the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory and learning. So if you've been feeling forgetful, misplacing things, or, just struggling to stay focused, I know that's a real issue for me. It's not just getting older. It's your brain reacting to this hormonal shift. But here's what we really need to understand. This is not permanent. Dr. Mosconi and other researchers have found that the brain is incredibly resilient. You can regrow those neural connections. You can prevent further shrinkage and even reverse some of the cognitive changes that happen during perimenopause and menopause. But in order to do that, we need to be mindful of the choices we make every day and probably change some of them. Okay, let's talk symptoms. Because here's the real shocker I learned from Dr. Mosconi. Most of the symptoms we think of as being hormonal during perimenopause and menopause are actually neurological. Brain fog, that moment you walk into a room and can't remember why. Memory lapses, mood swings, anxiety, sleep disturbances, even, strange things like ringing in your ears, skin crawling sensations, and fear of driving, just to name a few. Those are all brain related. That's right. And more than 75% of women experience at least one neurological symptom during perimenopause or menopause.
When women say that they're having hot flashes, night sweats, insomnia, depression, anxiety, brain fog, memory lapses, Those are all neurological symptoms of menopause. They have nothing to do with your ovaries. Those are signs that your brain is being changed, is being rewiring or transforming because of menopause.
That is wild. I mean, I for one had no idea before I read that book. And truth be told, most doctors aren't trained to connect the dots between menopause and brain health either. But once we know about it, we can start to understand it better and find ways to alleviate our symptoms. And here's something that really blew me away. 2/3 of Alzheimer's patients are women. That's right. It's not just because we live longer than men, though. Dr. Mosconi's research has shown that the increased risk of Alzheimer's in women is directly linked to the drop in estrogen during perimenopause and menopause. Estrogen helps regulate brain energy, reduce inflammation, and protect neurons from harmful proteins. So without it, our brains become more vulnerable, as I explained earlier. But before you panic, let me give you the good news. This definitely doesn't mean you're destined to develop Alzheimer's, obviously. According to Dr. Mosconi, our choices have a profound impact on brain health, especially as we approach menopause. The foods we eat, how much we move, and how we manage stress can reduce our risk of Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. And this is where we dive into the best part of today's video, the things that you can do that can literally protect your brain. Finally, we get to the good stuff. Okay, let's talk about what you can actually do to support your brain through menopause, and yes, even reverse some of the damage caused by brain shrinkage. First up, let's talk food. As Dr. Mosconi says, you are what you eat, especially when it comes to your brain. The foods you choose can either help your brain stay strong or they can speed up brain shrinkage. Here are the top brain-boosting superfoods Dr. Mosconi recommends. Fatty fish, think salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which help maintain the structure of your brain cells and fight inflammation. Dark leafy greens, like spinach, kale, arugula. These greens are rich in antioxidants and phytonutrients that protect your brain from oxidative stress. Berries, especially blueberries and blackberries. These little guys are packed with antioxidants that protect the brain and improve memory. Nuts and seeds, like walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds, are especially high in omega-3s and vitamin E, which help protect your brain from oxidative stress. Dark chocolate! Yes, chocolate lovers rejoice! High-quality dark chocolate is rich in flavonoids, which have been shown to improve brain function and mood. Well, duh. Extra virgin olive oil, a staple of the Mediterranean diet, as you know. Olive oil is packed with healthy fats that keep your brain healthy and inflammation at bay. So if you want to keep your brain sharp and fight brain shrinkage, start adding these foods into your diet every single day. They're not only delicious, I think, they're healthy, and they'll help your brain stay resilient during menopause. Okay, now let's get into something we often overlook. Hydration. I know, you've heard it a million times, but let me tell you, dehydration is one of the easiest ways to make brain fog, headaches, and fatigue worse. Your brain is 80% water, and even mild dehydration, just a 2 to 4% drop in water levels, can trigger brain fog, headaches, and mental fatigue. Dr. Mosconi explains even mild hydration can have a noticeable impact on cognitive function. So if you're feeling sluggish or forgetful, the first thing you need to do is grab a glass of water. And it's important to keep drinking it throughout the day too, especially after age, 40 or so, because as you age, your body's thirst signal diminishes. Did you know that? When your body needs water, you might not even realize it because you don't feel thirsty like you once did. And now let's talk about exercise. I know it's not everyone's favorite topic, but if there's one thing you take away from today's video, it's this. Moving your body is one of the most powerful ways to boost brain health. Dr. Mosconi has found that different types of exercise help with specific menopause symptoms. So here's the breakdown. Number 1, cardio, like walking at a decent pace, running, cycling. That all boosts blood flow to the brain and helps reduce brain fog while also easing hot flashes. Plus, cardio is great for improving your mood and reducing stress. 2, weight training and resistance training. Lifting weights is not only essential for maintaining bone density and muscle mass, both of which decline during menopause and perimenopause, but it also boosts your brain power. Weight training helps lift your mood too, and it combats fatigue. 3. Mind-body exercises such as yoga, Pilates, and Tai Chi help with flexibility, balance, stress relief, and sleep. These exercises, are all about getting your brain and your body aligned. They require coordination and posture, where form is really more important than intensity. So yeah, doing yoga, Pilates, or something like Tai Chi can be a real game changer during menopause. But remember, consistency is key. According to Dr. Mosconi and many other doctors who specialize in women's health, even small amounts of exercise can have a big impact on your brain health over time. So find something you enjoy and stick with it. Your brain will thank you. So the biggest takeaways that I got from these books, and that I want you to take away from this video: menopause does not have to shrink your brain forever. Yeah, it's a natural process that we all have to go through, but we're not just bystanders. We have the power to support our brain, slow down that shrinkage, and even reverse some of the changes through the choices that we make every day. And here's the kicker. Once your brain has adapted, many women report feeling calmer, more confident, and more emotionally resilient than ever before. Some women even call this phase a second adulthood, where you finally stop caring about other people's opinions and start living for yourself. I know I don't really give a hoot these days about what people think. The Japanese word for menopause means renewed energy. I love that. This is why we need to reframe how we look at menopause in this country. In Europe, Dr. Mosconi says all the studies show that life contentment actually improves after menopause and gets higher and higher over time. Dr. Mosconi says it best. Menopause is not the end, right? It's the beginning of a new chapter. So yes, perimenopause and menopause can be tough. I know perimenopause was for me. But it's also a time of growth and transformation. And by supporting your brain with the right foods, exercise, and hydration, you can come out on the other side stronger and sharper than ever. I love the way Dr. Mosconi ends the menopause brain. Are you losing your mind during menopause? No. You're getting a brand new one. So let me know in the comments if you've experienced menopause brain, and share what's worked for you. Now that you know how to tackle brain fog, you should check out these so you know exactly what to do if suddenly you experience this extremely embarrassing menopause problem like I did out in public in Paris. Remember, menopause is not the end of your story. It's a new chapter. Take care of your brain, and it will take care of you.